Hello everybody, Princess Berry here, and we're today for something special for the princess's birthday.
We're on Church Street.
Church Street, we're going to Kres Chophouse, a steakhouse that we hear has vegan options.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what they have.
So another vegan steakhouse adventure. So we're going to go inside and price it up.
Be sure to chop, 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 chop.
You're the girl.
I just want to say how much I appreciate having all these V's on the wine menu because I don't have to spend all the time Googling all of these wines like I usually do, and it takes me a long time to find one, so yay. I just get to pick what kind of wine I want. I appreciate the logo on the glass. This is a very beautiful glass with a very beautiful, fresh Pinot Noir. It's such a light, like, sweet Pinot. I really, really enjoy this. This is so flavorful. I would give it 4 out of 5 red grapes. It's very, it tastes amazing California.
Can't think of a better wine for the princess's birthday than a Pinot Noir. It's one of our favorites. We go through a lot of this stuff at home. Probably drink a little bit less. Maybe me. Ooh. Got some nice layers to it. Very sweet in the front half. It's a little bit dry at the end, but not like that bitter tasting. It's got a nice flavor. It doesn't burn going down, nice and smooth. Definitely good with the meal. 4 to 5 plus.
We have this beautiful bread here, and we have this oil with garlic and chili, or red pepper and oregano. Very garlicky and flavorful. The bread is very fresh and delicious. I love this. It's very tasteful. I would give it 3 out of 5 pasties. I would take some balsamic in it, but this is fine the way that it is.
I'm almost confused how to pull this bread apart. I feel like every time we go to a fine dining restaurant, we find new ways to prepare things we eat at home all the time. Red olive oil, I think with some roasted garlic and red pepper, it's a regular thing. Nice warm bread, crisp outer crust. The garlic and the oil with the red pepper definitely has like a subtle flavor. I could definitely do it on the regular. It is a very nice touch. 3.5 out of 5 plus.
So we have a vegan oyster Rockefeller with oyster mushrooms, spinach, a seaweed caviar, Pernod, parsley, kelp, parm, breadcrumbs, and remoulade, gluten-free and vegan. Actually, I think I'm gonna take this little one right here. These rocks are actually not cold, so I think you're supposed to just go like this, right? Cheers. Oh wow. Interesting consistency. Interesting flavor. If I was gonna be grossed out by the seaweed caviar, I'm not. Everything balances together so perfectly. It's so beautiful. I could eat like 10 of these. It's like the Parmesan and the breadcrumbs, I think, is what really makes it. And just a small kick of spice, not too much. I would give that a 4.5 out of 5 oysters.
I do very much appreciate the dedication to a theme. They look like they've made like they made the shell out of some sort of like plant leaf or like a banana leaf, and then they have this like fake ice that the oysters are on and sort of give it that same sort of presentation. That's definitely a sign of signature vegan fine dining. And even like complete like a little fork to like scoop everything out with. This is just like a oyster serving would be for an appetizer. That is amazingly delicious. Is it the same buttery flavor and consistency that I would expect from oyster? One of that nice savory like bite all the way down. The one thing that it's off is it's not as slippery as an oyster. It chews a little easier as well. But the flavors are top tier. That's a 4.5 out of 5 plus. I don't think I've ever had or will ever have a vegan oyster that tastes quite that good.
So we have a beautiful crab cake made out of chickpeas and artichoke. It also has a beautiful remoulade on top, along with Old Bay, Kelp, Panko, Mayo, and Dijon. So I'm gonna just steal one of these for myself. Bear's gonna take the other one. Ooh! It just fell right apart, but at least you can see what it looks like on the inside. I'm very excited for this. I love me some vegan crab cakes. Cheers! Oh, that hits perfect. That's really, really good. And the artichoke is a beautiful addition. I haven't had a crab cake with artichoke in it before. Usually like jackfruit or hearts of palm. I like this a lot more. It's not as fishy and it has like a nice like bite to it. I would give this 4.5 out of 5 crab cakes.
I'm loving the thickness of this crab cake. I don't often see vegan crab cakes quite this thick. So, being made from chickpeas, I'm kind of glad that somebody else is trying different ways of making crab cakes, because I know that some vegan and plant-based people out there have an issue with hearts of palm and what it does to the environment, but it's definitely nice and flaky like I expect crab cake to be. I don't know how, but they nailed the consistency and the crunch. That tastes like crab cake. I would honestly be hard-pressed to tell the difference if you told me that it was fresh crab cake. The remoulade, the green onions, and the complete flakiness of that crispy crust is perfect. For me, it's a 5 out of 5 claws. It's going on my necessities list. If you come here and you want to try something vegan for the first time, I would definitely recommend this.
I've always wanted to have a Wellington. Never had a Wellington, and now I get to, and you guys get to experience it with me. So, a vegan Wellington. This knife cuts like butter. We got a little puff pastry action. In the sauce. Ooh, it's about to fall off. Cheers. Oh, goodness. That is amazing. Wow. There's like a whole other experience. Like, this is a dish that belongs in Los Angeles. And then we have like Brussies and I guess like a sweet potato mash. Yeah. Oh, yes. Wow. Creamy, delicious. This is like one of the more elevated vegan dishes that I have had in a very long time. I'm gonna give this 5 out of 5 Wellingtons.
I definitely appreciate the creativity. I definitely, when you say vegan Wellington, I'm expecting some like mini little thing that you made sort of look like the final dish, but this looks like a legit Wellington. You have the puff pastry with that meaty inside, the sauce, the weave on top of the puff pastry. Like, I feel like Gordon Ramsay might be a little bit impressed. I mean, he might still be a little bit angry because you know him and vegan food, but this has some character to it. Ooh. There is a hint of plant-basedness about it. But the puff pastry and like the flavor are spot on. The texture obviously isn't one-to-one to steak, but it gets as close as I think I've ever had meat get at like medium rare sort of like chewiness and texture. And the flavor is amazing. I would order this on my own, and I feel bad if you're looking to alter your diet, try to avoid some red meat. I think this is an awesome option. 4 out of 5 plus.
You have to try the sweet potato mash.
This beautiful looking sweet potato mash on the side here with these huge cherry eye. I don't think I've ever had a savory sweet potato mash, but it cuts out just enough of the sweet to be savory, but still maintaining that character of sweet potato. That is also a solid for me 4 out of 5 claws. The entire dish, 4.5 out of 5 claws, just for the creativity. The hint of plant-based is the only thing that knocks it down, but anybody plant-based or vegan, I recommend this. If you want to try something and you're just flexitarian, sort of like me, I definitely recommend this. This is some high-class fine dining. So here's me as a bear. Once again, eating duck. I'm sorry, Donald, but it keeps happening. I'm not a steak person, so even though we're at the steakhouse, I just decided to try one of the other fancy dishes. This is their maple leaf half of a duck. You got like the glazed duck skin on here, some carrots, some shredded greens on top, some fingerling potatoes that are in here. The dish plating is awesome. It's amazing. With that nice color on the duck, some sauce here. Nice and moist, not all dried out. That takes me back to the first time I had duck at Tiffin's Animal Kingdom. Not on YouTube, way before our YouTube time, but like this flavor is awesome. It's nice and deep and savory without being too gamey. The maple is light, not too heavy, but it pairs well with the duck and the skin. It's better than any skin you'll have on the chicken. 4.5 out of 5 plus. Let's try some of these like fingerling potatoes, a little bit of carrot we have on the side. As a side, they work. Not a whole lot special about them, but they're, I would say, above average. 3 out of 5 claws. You have these little onion balls over here. A small bite. All in all, I'd say it's a solid dish. It's probably some of the best duck I've ever had. Definitely a far bigger portion than I was expecting, so I'll definitely be full after this, but I can wind up overall give the entire plate a 4 out of 5 plus. Solid. Worst duck I've ever had. I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Beautiful Brookie. This is a chocolate chip cookie infused with brownie, and then we have a chocolate chip ice cream, 100% vegan. This looks absolutely incredible. I see this cookie piece right here. I'm taking it with the brownie. And then I'm gonna do the cream too, because why not? Cheers. If only Disney had dessert this amazing. It almost tastes like the universal vegan brownie with cookie and then the ice cream. This is such a huge win. This is probably one of the better desserts I've had this year. I'm gonna give this 4.5 out of 5 brownies. This is a good dessert.
Well, I have a huge personal dislike for cake, or any sort of kind of cake. Be it carrot cake, red velvet cake, chocolate cake, even cream cheese cake. I will definitely never turn down any sort of dessert cookie because I love cookies. But I am extremely happy for like this plant-based ice cream and the chocolate syrup and then the cookie slash brownie. I was expecting a smaller portion, but this is definitely a shareable portion. As the princess is her birthday, she's probably gonna eat most of this. The cookie plus brownie gives it like this almost like fantastical consistency. Nice and smooth with the chocolate chip of cookie. It's like the intense flavor of a cookie with the consistency of a brownie. The contrast of the warm cookie with the cold ice cream is a classic dessert. And even I, a dessert hater, cannot ignore how amazing this is. And plant-based nonetheless, and no part of this tastes plant-based. That's a 5 out of 5 claws for me. It's probably, in agreement with Brenda, it's probably the best dessert I've had all year. With 0 complaints. I actually don't want to let her have all this now. But I probably would still will. It is after all her birthday. I'm going to stick a little corner. I get a little bit of the cream this time. Absolutely decadent dessert. Bear proofs. So Kres was basically everything we expected and more.
Agreed. It was so amazing. I'm super full. I absolutely love this experience.
I think the princess had a wonderful birthday dinner. Thank you to Orlando Foodie Group for the recommendation. Definitely one of the best vegan places we've eaten at since we went to Orlando.
Yes, agreed.
By far. We'll definitely come here again.
Totally.
Given the opportunity. If we can justify coming back here, we will definitely do it.
Please, yes. Tell us to
but we need to know, have you guys heard of Kres? Why haven't you been down here? It's right here in the center of downtown on Church Street. If so, let us know in the comments. If there's any place else downtown you'd like us to go, that'll be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this. And
we have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe.
You heard the girl.
And like this video. Also comment, because if you don't, Bear is going to be a sad bear.
And you don't want to see a sad bear.
You really don't. He's so cute when he's sad, though. Look at his face. You can't say no to that face. You better comment on this video.
Comment now.